Hi guys! Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is my first Halloween tutorial of 2017. I'm just going to start by kind of setting a base down, so adding some foundation, concealer, some powder, like a little bit of contour before we hop into this look. I'm not very good at doing Halloween looks, so let's see how many I bring out for you guys this year. Let me know what you guys think of this look, like later on when I explain it to you guys, and later on when you guys see the finished look. To start off though, I'm going to be taking this lip palette from Anastasia and like under the arch of my brow, I'm making just like a little line, and then making another little line like at the front of my brow, and then same thing on the other side. And then above my brow, I'm gonna make like two little triangles on both sides of my brow. Right now what I'm doing is basically just outlining everything before I fill in everything with more of that white shade. And then after I make that little triangle, just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Use that little tiny brush like as if you were like concealing your brows. Just kind of do that just to make everything sharper. And then what I'm doing right there is I'm dragging that white shade lower before, like this will just kind of help us later on when we fill in the entire lid with the white shade. And then another little triangle above the other side of my brow, and then same thing, just kind of define everything. And then slowly I'm going to start filling that in. Not completely filling in yet, but on the bottom of my, like under my eyes, I'm making another like little triangle. On the left side, I'm bringing it all the way up to like my lash line, and then on the right side, I'm just gonna kind of leave it like open, if that makes any sense. I'm not like closing that little triangle up. And then same thing on back to my eyelids, I'm doing the same thing I did on the other side, just kind of like concealing my brow, if you will, and then just dragging the color down. And then like by my lash line, I'm just gonna kind of really push that white shade in there, just so there's no like none of my like real skin peeking through, if that makes sense. And then I'm taking this like little flat like concealer brush thing, and then I'm just gonna kind of use more of that white shade and just start filling in everything. If you mess up, it's okay, don't worry. I messed up a couple times and I just took this little tiny brush with some concealer and just kind of fixed up my mistakes. Same thing on the other like little triangle, fill it in. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking my finger and I'm going to start to use this to kind of tap everything out and just kind of blend it in. Try to be gentle just so the white doesn't get all over the place or it doesn't mix in with your foundation. I really want to try the Makeup Forever like flash palette for my Halloween looks, but I don't know where to get it. And this was, I wanted to do the look now, and this is what I had to do the look with. So you know, you gotta work with what you have. And then I just used like a little beauty blender, and then I before I set it, I'm gonna I used the beauty blender to kind of further blend it out, and then before I set it, I like kind of went in with like the little brush and focused on the details. And then I'm setting it with that white shade that you guys just saw. It's from the Morphe 35B palette, and I use it for like all of my colored looks. And then I'm taking more of that white shade and filling kind of like the rest of my lid in. I know you guys are gonna drag me for saying and then, but like it's really hard for me to explain what I'm doing. But yeah, I just filled in my lid, and then I'm using that little detail brush to kind of like focus on the details and make it just sharper and make it cleaner. And then same thing, I'm blending it out first with my finger, then using that little beauty blender. And then I'm going to set it down with some of that white shade from the Morphe 35B palette. I'm telling you guys, I use it for like literally all of my colored looks. And then after I do that, I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I'm going to kind of speed through it just because I feel like I explained it pretty good. I'm trying my hardest to explain like everything as good as I possibly can, but you guys can see what's going on. And then I'm taking that purple shade right there. Same thing from the Anastasia palette, and then I'm just kind of same thing, outlining everything first before I go in and fill it in. So making a little line, and then making a line under the tail of my brow, and then I'm dragging some of that purple shade downwards just so it's easier later on when we fill it all in. Same thing on the other side, and then in the front, like by the front of my brow, I'm making another little line by where the white ends, and then as if I was concealing my brows, once again, I'll conceal like the front of it. And then at the bottom by where my, like under my eyes, where I left that triangle open, I'm going to kind of like open it up more, but with that purple shade. And then on the bottom of my inner corners, I made another little line and then just kind of like dragged the color out a little bit. And then as you guys can see, I just filled in the like the white part under my eyes, and I set it as well. Same thing on the other side, I'm filling it in and then setting it. And then I'm taking this little tiny brush and I'm dragging the purple shade down and I'm slowly filling it in. And then same thing like by where I left that little triangle open, same thing, I'm filling it in a little bit. And then I'll start using my finger and just use like tapping motions, and I'm telling you guys, this is like the best way that I found to blend this out. And then later on, like, we'll further blend it out. Same thing on the inner corner, like under my brow too. Start filling it in a little bit, and then don't put any product like under like where you're like under your eyes. Like start using your finger to tap it out and then add the product. As you guys can see, I'm adding the product right there, but not all the way like near my nose. I'm just kind of I'm gonna use my finger to drag the color all the way over there. And then I'm taking this purple shadow from the Morphe 35B, and I'm packing a ton of that shadow all over where I added the purple shade. And then after I tap off the excess, like as you guys can see right there, I'm blending and blending and blending and blending. This is just gonna help everything looks super blended. I didn't think I was going to be able to get this look to look the way I wanted it to, but it looked so good at the end. And then I took that darker purple shade, like purple reddish shade, and I think I mixed in a little bit of the black, and I'm adding that like to the outer parts of all the white like little triangles, and this just kind of helps like add like little shadows, and it just makes everything realistic in my opinion. It just looks like a 10 times better. And then I took that another little detail brush with some more of that purple shade, and above like where I added all the triangles, I added little circles. And then after I filled them in, of course I'm setting them with more of that purple shadow. And then I'm not going to contour my entire nose. I'm just going to kind of shade like a little bit of the top sides. And then for the lips, I'm filling in my lips with the purple shade, as I would usually fill in my lips. And then I'll start like filling them in a little bit with that purple shade as well, like filling in the like inside of my lip, if that makes sense. Not the inside, but like, you know, my lip. And then I'm gonna take another little like detail brush, and on the outer corners of my lip, I'm just going to kind of drag it out and make a little line. And then from the bottom, I'll drag it upwards and connect it to the line we already made. And then I'll start like filling it in with the black, and then I'll fill it in with the purple, and then I'm blending it out with my finger. And this is the finished look. Of course, I'm setting it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you guys are new. Please turn on your notifications, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!